It's like hell, how I'm still this way. You moved on, but my feelings stayed. I'm stuck inside my home. Don't wanna be alone. Just tell me what you need and I'll be there. I'd give you all the air that I'm breathing. I don't wanna wake up in the morning and find out you're gone. Just tell me what you need and I'll be there. Tell me what you need. Time, so you're in my bed. I can't sleep when you're in my head. Darkness turns to gold as I'm waking up alone. Here are songs on the playlist, still try move on. I don't think I will. You're all I've ever known. I don't wanna be alone. You need and I'll be there. I'd give you all the air that I'm breathing. I don't wanna wake up in the morning and find out you're gone. Just tell me what you need and I'll be there. Tell me what you need.
Just is what they call me. None of these bitches can fuck with me. I let all my money talk shit for me. Even when I'm wrong, just know that I'm right. I told you that I came, just know that I lied. Never let a broke boy in first night. Never let a broke boy in first night. Don't fret where you are. Baddest bitches in the club when you walk in. Boy, you stop this damn. Don't
Yay! It is day 5, Attraction Marketing Playguide. B-Dog in the house coming at you live and direct. And you know what we're all about? We're dropping these videos and we are knee-deep in it. I hope you are ready. Are you excited? If you're excited, drop it in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Sammie G is joining us. She is just preparing a cup of tea because we need tea to get through this. I should have some crackers and some balloons up because it's a big day. I mean, you look at what you have achieved. Look at what you've been able to build in just a 5-day period. You know, to be able to build a lead generating machine here, to have a system in place that you have created yourself. You know, all the way from the lead magnet, so understanding what's going on, to know who you want to talk to have that lead magnet, to then be able to put it into something that's online, an opt-in page, a landing page that you can now send people to at night and day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also being able to build out your emails so that someone is talking to those people straight away. Your warm markets come in, and then you've got someone to talk to you over and over again, at least for 5 days, and this is exciting, isn't it? This is the way it should be. And so today we are getting to talk about, well, how do you amplify that now? Okay, got this link thing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are like, I got a link. I've got a link, and that's about it. What do I do now? So we're going to be using, and again, I did go on a bit of a rant yesterday. I must admit, you know, I will look back on that video, and B-Dog, you just need to calm yourself down. You know, everything in its place. So I have brought Sammie G in the fray.
I did have some good news from yesterday.
And
Did you
so
tell everyone where I was yesterday?
well, I didn't. It wasn't my place to tell everyone. So you can absolutely share in your news and share with everyone.
Oh, so yesterday I wasn't on because I was off for my 12-month check. So unfortunately, when you have cancer, it is the gift that keeps on giving. So it never quite goes away for a long time. It's constant checkup, so it's always a stress and a strain and a worry. But that was my 12-month checkup that I went for. You do your blood test, and then they let you know, is it good, is it bad, like what's going on? So you're always like, what's it going to say? So it was good.
It was all good news. But see,
yeah.
7 years, right?
7 years on November the 15th.
I might actually have something
A round of
for
applause.
you, which is just a minute.
my
Sorry
neck off
about
here.
that. I think it might be that one right there.
Could be. So it is. It's a big weight on your shoulders. I can tell you. You know, even though you feel good, and you know it's going to be good, it's still like, oh, please, please, please. When they're looking at the blood test and giving you the blood results, and then they give you basically goodbye for 12 months, and then we'll see you in 12 months until you hit round about 10 years. It is now. It used to be 5, but it's 10 now.
So
Look, good. I'm getting there.
This is a great outcome, and this is another poignant reason to have things in place, like we've been talking about over the last 5 days in Attraction Marketing Playguide, because life's coming at you, us all, everyone. Life comes at us at 100 miles an hour, and you know there's no expectation, you know, of you know. When no one's getting out of here alive, that's for sure. But you don't know what's around that corner. Yeah. And so, you know, building something on solid foundations, on solid platforms, somewhere where it can hold the fort, especially when you can't, right?
Oh, I have to. I will tell you how that feels, because everyone, and I'm not saying anyone's going to get cancer. I'm just saying life comes at you in one shape, form, or another. Divorces, kids, health problems, like all sorts of stuff. It's like you open the door to the world on a morning and it's coming at you like 10 million miles an hour. And I know that for most of you, for everyone, for all of us, you're like, why didn't I do that back then? If only I had, you know, hindsight is a wonderful thing. If only I'd known now, then what I know now, I would have done something else differently to make sure that when this was coming, I had everything in place. Well, when we found out that I had breast cancer 7 years ago, when I didn't have private health care, we had nothing at the time. When I walked into that surgery, the first surgery of nine for that year, the first one, the surgeon said to me, just sit down, I'm going to tell you how much it's going to cost. $30,000 for number 1 of 9. Now, luckily, prior to that, I had built my business like a demon. Like we were up at night, we were up in the morning, it was weekends, it was on for young and old. We had built a really great business that not only allowed me to say yes to that, to the best surgeon, to the best treatment, it also meant I didn't have to go to work, like into an office and stress, not just about the $30,000 bill, but how is I going to pay that back? And also that during this process, I still had to go and perform and generate income for my family on a day-to-day basis in an office. Now, there were people we met along the way through that journey, different friends and people who we knew who were going through the same thing. But because they hadn't built what we had built, they were still at work, they were working full time, they were going for chemo in the morning, they'd be at work on the afternoon, like the bills were piling up of all this different stuff, and it was horrendous. So I'm not saying any of you are going to get anything like that whatsoever, but what I am saying is when the sun shines, you must make hay. You must get yourself set up because one day it may depend on it in one shape, form or another. And you'll be like, when I had that space and that freedom and that time, why didn't I just go that extra mile? Why didn't I put in the extra effort? Why didn't I protect myself? So for us, we felt like we were financially protected, like a wall around us, that I can tell you now, when you're going through that stuff, the last thing you want on your plate is financial stress as well as everything else. So a lesson in that is just build like your life depends on it, because one day you never know. You want to be able to have that freedom and that comfort inside of you that no matter what life throws at you, you've got it.
Absolutely. Never a truer word spoken from Sammie G. And absolute pleasure to have her here again with us.
I'm always here.
She is always here. She is always here. But it's always, next level when Sammie G's in the house. So day 5 is here, Sammie G. And, you're talking about building these things and, what do you build? Like, putting these 5 days together, it's thinking about, right, what do you already know? Like, what are the things that are already out there? We already get you got to post on social media, and we also know inside this industry that a lot of people just fall in, right? It's like, oh wow, I'm a business builder all of a sudden. Like, I've got to try and build this business. So what do the business systems look like inside of here? And I sent that email out today, and it was all about, it's about consistency inside of here. That lead generation is you actually, this is the business. The business is this. And if you don't have these things in place, my question is, well, how do you generate, how do you bring brand new people in? How do people know that you're around? How do people out in the world who don't know you, right? Not outside of your geographical area or, your immediate area or your sphere of influence, but how do people connect with you on a global business? Because this is our opportunity as well. Like we get given this thing, you get to build this business, and at the same time you get to build a global business as well. But how do you put those two things together if you don't have things like this?
That's right.
So this is the you've come so far, guys. Like you've come so far. I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of Sammie G. She comes so far. I just think it comes down to, she's just got she's just a powerhouse of resilience. You should write a book. I tell you this all the time. You should write a book on resilience, because if people could take out one page of of your story and what you've been able to achieve and the things that you've had to go through, and still the positivity, the mindset is such a huge factor inside of it. And
mindset is everything.
And this is no different to this, right? How does this apply to you? And that is, it's all to do with your mindset now. Like it's all to do with you. Like you've got the tools, everything. Like the tools have been given to you. You've now upskilled yourself and learned something new.
Well, it's the same wind blows on us all. It's I'm always fascinated when I look at this opportunity. I'm like, okay, it's the same opportunity for everyone, right? Every single one of us have the exact same opportunity to build a massive business. We all have busy lives. There's no one special. No one has a busier life than that person. We all have things happen, divorces, cancer, kids, teenagers
Bloody
we're dealing
kids
with.
again. The kids
always
always get a shout out.
We all have issues. Like it's the same wind that blows on
Life.
us all.
Life.
It's at all different levels, at all different times, on all different people. But how do some people push through that? And how do they come out the other side with something tangible and real that actually can transform their whole world? And other people get blown down once, and then their mindset kicks in, their negative self-talk, they can't do it, they're distracted, they're looking at something else over here, and they're down for like 6 months. And we all get knocked down. Like, be under no illusion, we all get knocked down, but it's how quick you can actually dust yourself off and you can get back up again. Like we were talking about the other day, the journey to success in your business or success in your life in any area, it's never a straight line. Like if you think when the stars align, when everything clears out, it's going to be this easy, like stepping stone. And one day you're going to just be like, wow, it was amazing. It was so easy. It's not going to happen like that. You're going to get knocked flat on your backside. You're going to get the wind knocked out of your sails. You're going to get people leaving. You're going to get someone who said they were going to do something who doesn't. You're going to get something that happens in your personal life or takes your focus away. It's how do you hold that vision for your life and for your family, even when life is coming at you, and how quick, when it does knock you down, which it does, how quick do you get back up again?
Well, I'll tell you one way to do it, and that is exactly what we've been doing here, and that is build something that can do it without you being there. Build something that's systematic, that is strategic. So when you're up, when you're all motivated, when you're positive, when you've got the work ethic to crush your goals, you put all that effort in and you build it so that you can bottle it up, because it wanes, life happens, these sort of different things happen. So you being able to accomplish something should be huge amounts of confidence boost for yourself. Now, there's no guarantees. But once you have a system in place, the best thing about a system is you can manage it. You can manage it. You can look at the metrics. You can look at like what's working, what's not working, where can I tweak it, and you work the system like the McDonald's thing, right? Like the McDonald's thing isn't about burgers and all that sort of stuff. It's a system that at any time anyone can come in and go, we could tweak that, we could tweak that, we can move this, we can make this, we can improve this. Like I said, with your lead magnets, your lead magnet's done. But is it finished? Absolutely not. Can you improve on it? Absolutely. Could you employ other people? I mean, $50 on Fiverr, you could send it away to someone and they could come, like someone who's better at Canva templates than you are. You are the course creator. You're the content creator, but you don't have to be everything. Just like we talked about the other day as well. You're the singer of the pop, the whole sort of entourage. You're the amazing singer.
You are
It's
Britney
your level
Spears.
of genius.
I don't know if anyone wants to be Britney Spears at the
Yeah,
minute, but
no.
you're
I
the
sort of
Britney
stick to the Ed Sheeran because he's got a good story. So he was like the underdog.
Yeah.
You always root for that underdog, but he is just one part of a huge puzzle. So, but if you don't have a system, then even when we talk about, well, who do I hire? Can I get other people in my team? Can I collaborate with people around the world?
You wouldn't even know what to give them.
That's
because
right.
you don't even know what you're doing.
If you don't have a system, if you don't have things to actually go, I could use someone to do this, then you're just sort of making it up.
And the good thing about it is, and this is another, I suppose, mindset thing that I see that holds people back, is they're not willing to try, or they do. They come up with something, they try it, it doesn't work, and they give up. It's like, oh, okay, that didn't work, I give up.
Yep.
Like the amount of things that we try, we build apps. Does it work? I don't know. Let's give it a shot though, because you never know. It's better than doing nothing. Give it a go. Does it work? Yes, no, maybe. Some of it did, some of it didn't. Okay, whatever, next. And it's the people who do keep moving forward and are pushing forward in that discovery process of what does work, because things that work aren't just sitting there in front of us and it's like, okay, I'm going to go from A to B in a straight line fast as I can. It works. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be discovering, digging through things. Does this work? Nah, that didn't, but that did. Right, let's try again. Does that work? No, chuck that out, but that part did. Okay, now I've got two things that work. So it's also being willing to be wrong. It's being willing to give things a go. And like I said, when you get knocked on your backside, you know, when the wind comes and blows on you and you're falling backwards, it's about you dusting yourself off and getting back up again, and always checking, testing and measuring, and being willing to, if something isn't working, instead of hanging on to it just for hanging on to its sake, just because 6 years ago you said that's what you were going to do, but it's not working, be willing to say, okay, that doesn't work. I need to get rid of that. And I need to keep progressing forward until I find the thing that does actually work for me.
That's right. Another thing here, especially in this business, right, this industry is, you know, I think you get to a stage where you have to just back yourself. You have to back yourself 100%. You are responsible for the money in your bank. You are responsible for the team that you don't have. You're responsible for the team that you do have. You're responsible for the leadership that you don't have and the leadership that you show to others. You are absolutely responsible 100% of the time. And this is our mission is to empower marketers. It's not to enable people so that, you know, they think it's a free ride, or, you know, there's like, you know, you're going to get into a good spot wherever else. And so I'm never running my business out of fear. We never run our business out of fear, because why? Because we are responsible for our business. If I want to go and build a new team now, if I want to go and build, you know, new legs or new, you know, whatever it goes on, I'm responsible for it. We are, as a team, we are responsible for it. The buck stops here. And we have to constantly improve our message, improve our positioning, improve our social media, improve everything that we put out to the world, because I know that there are far more people, there are millions of people that are looking for what we have right now that I haven't met yet. And I sleep in the knowledge that I know that they're out there somewhere. I've just got to work out how to tap into that, how to attract them to me, and how that we can connect and we can work together. And so I'm not sitting around waiting for, like, you know, I'm not waiting for to land the whale, so to speak. I'm not waiting here to go, I just hope I find someone who comes in with a great network and they just smash this up. I'm like, that's me. I'm looking for me. I'm looking for me, and I'm going to be that person. So, you know, like, people come, people go, people, you know, in our 9 years and 1 month journey, I've come to realize that we are responsible 100%. And if I want to build new teams, I want more money, I want more growth, I want more leadership, I want more that, then it's up to me. It has to start with me.
Well, you can't, and that mindset has got us through everything. I mean, I have shared with a lot of you in our past company, we built a hugely successful business on what was called an inside leg, which means nobody ever builds with you. You're just like an orphan sat out there. You have to get on with it yourself. We never for 1 minute look to our upline. What are you doing? Are you going to create this for us? Are you going to do something? I'm just sitting here like a victim waiting, feed me, feed. It was never like, we just got to work. And we went and did it. Now, we made our first $1 million in commission in 14 months. That's not sales. That's paid into our bank account, because all the odds were against us. Pregnant, 5th kid, working full time, both of us, stressed out, and didn't know a thing about network marketing. We went from 0 to that in 14 months on the worst position that anyone could have ever written down on a piece of paper. That was us, but we did it. Why? Because our mindset. We took, like what Joe's just said, extreme responsibility. The buck stopped with us. We weren't looking left. We weren't looking right. We weren't looking down. We weren't looking up. It was like, this is our business. This is our chance to create something amazing. And we went to work and we did it. And we've done exactly the same coming into here. So everything you see in terms of Team Lion, it didn't exist 2.5 years ago. There was nothing. It was Brett and I sat at a table, the same as we were the first time, going, okay, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to organize this? Now, we're lucky this time we have an amazing mentor in Justin, but do I wait for him to place people in my business, tell me what to do, ring me up every 5 minutes trying to pick me off the ground? Of course not. Because the buck stops with me. If I want to increase my business, I get up on a morning and I go out and increase my business. If I want to grow my team on a morning, I get up and I am responsible for everything, like what Brett said. Everything you do have, you're responsible for, and everything you don't have as well, you're responsible.
So start looking at your organization, right? Like, because somewhere along the line you fit in and you get your place and whatever else, and you roll your sleeves up and you're willing to work. You got to think of your organization as a partnership. That's what it is. It's not a. It's not a
plan.
hierarchical system. There's nothing to do with that. It's more of a partnership. We're all working on different things. We're all tinkering away. Everyone brings their level of genius. Everyone brings someone can bring everything to the party. Things that you may not know, things that you're good at, things that you're bad at. And to sit there and sort of think to myself, I'm the leader because I sit somewhere. This is absolute just nonsense. And this is why, we're talking, this whole attraction marketing, like we're giving you skills. We're giving you things. We're giving you access to things that we pay thousands of dollars for, right? Like, and again, I've just finished a 12-month mentorship with Brendan Bouchard, where every month we meet up and he tells all the gear and everything, and basically I'm going to spend lots of money on that thing. And now I could keep it all to ourselves and go, oh, that's right, whatever.
We're going to sell it.
It doesn't empower you. It doesn't empower you as an adult, as a business owner, as a person as a person who has the same dreams, the same focus, the same 24 hours in a day. This is an opportunity for you to learn something new, and it does take lots. Like it does take a lot. And today, that's a good segue in here, because we do need to get on to, there is 25-minute pep talk on these things, man.
We do need a pep talk, though. It's only 5 days.
Just cut all this bit out and just sort of, put that as like the mindset of this.
But it does take a strong mindset to be able to do this. And that's why we created Team Lion. Now, I know some people run their business very separate. This person's over here. We don't. We believe in giving everything to everyone. And if you want it, it's there and you can pick it up. And instead of you having to go and buy it or do this or do that, it's all there for you. That's our goal. When we came into network marketing, the most inspiring thing for us was that in us learning something or doing something or creating a team environment, creating team pages where we have training or recognition, it actually impacted other people's lives. And if we could pass over some knowledge or wisdom or something that we'd learned or some support or whatever it was, and we could help someone else on their journey, that's the whole reason we're here. That's why, like what Brett said, when we go and do courses or learn something or find out something or create all those challenges that I tell you took a lot of work, those challenges, we give it all to you. We lay it all out on a platter. Now, I know sometimes when something's free, people don't take it seriously. They're like, oh yeah, that old thing, I'll get to that next week. They don't understand the value of it. But I can tell you now, there is huge value inside of this team. And you all working together, cross-line, up-line, down-line. Like Brett said, there is no hierarchy. This is not an old MLM company where, I'm sitting at the top and I boss you all around and tell you all what to do and you should all listen to me just because of position. This is not that place. This is all people who all have their inner genius, different skill sets that we all can learn from each other. And when you put it all together, that's what makes it all amazing.
At the end of the day, it's about unlocking what you have, right? That's the biggest tragedy in all this would be that you go through and you just sort of don't touch the sides of life. Like you just, we're here for a quick time. So let's
together.
Bust open and explode out there. And at the end of the day, there's abundance for all, there's so much room at the top. There's so much room in the middle. There's so much money out there. There's so many people. We don't sweat the small stuff. The small stuff, the stuff that stops so many people. It's like there's such a bigger game to play. You have such a bigger part to play in all of this. We even look at ourselves and go, man, we're not even running at 100%. Like we don't. And this is the tragedy. And so these are the opportunities where we get to sort of, put ourselves out there and go like, let's make it all happen. So let's get stuck into this for today.
Because I'm here. There's too much,
like I said,
too much waffling.
When Sammie's here, we speak more.
Chin wag. We have a chin wag.
All right. So here we go. We are in day 5 of our in our attraction marketing play guide. And just to throw us into our little slide deck for the last time, it's like we've only just begun. So we know that attraction marketing is the game. I mean, hopefully by now you see it for yourself that there is so much more we can be doing. There's so much more smart ways to be able to do marketing, to be able to bring new people in, like that you have this endless amount of people. Like, you know, once we get that on that highway and we understand that what our signage needs to be, we've got an exit sign now, we can generate more leads, we can go out to the world, we can say, hey, come over here, bring them in, and we can generate more leads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not just when we're feeling like it. But if we don't have a system that works behind the scenes, we are just relying so much on just us. And we're only one person. We're only two people, but we can only do so much in a day. And so many people do this as a side hustle. They do it as like, the on top of things. That they don't have they're not in a place where they have the time freedom to be able to just pour themselves into this. So having things like using attraction marketing, it's gone of the days of banging on people's doors and handing out your 100 cassettes and doing writing out that list and things like that. Like we are living in this era where there's so much around us. We just have access to so much goodness, so much autonomy, so much apps and so much things at our disposal where we can come up with an idea, think it and create it and put it out to the world in a day. I mean, like there's not much to it. So we need to capitalize on this and be able to put ourselves out there and say, you know what, here I am. We want to generate more leads to bring them into our world, to be able to nurture them when we get in here, build our brand at the same time, build you. You are the asset. Remember this. It's not the products. It's not the company. It's not the comp plan. It's none of this. You are the asset. We are the asset. Like I've said, we are the thing that, all the greatness, all our genius, everything that we come up with, that's the asset. And you are no different. You have assets and genius in you. And so understanding that and positioning that as your offering, this is where people are wanting to be more connected than ever. They're wanting to be attracted to be part of a tribe of people who think the way that they think, who agree with the things that they agree, who love to talk about things, whether it's poo, whether it's gut health, whether it's business, whether it's weight loss, whatever it is, you'll find the tribe. Sammie, you going to say? Yeah.
No,
okay, right. So number 3, at the end of the day, if we're doing a great job of this and we're putting ourselves out there, then when it comes time to us making sales, to say, hey, you should look at this. This is my go-to skin routine. This is my go-to weight loss. This is my go-to gut health. These are the things that I love to use, and I want to share them with you. And when it's positioned that way, people are going to go, you know what? I trust you. I love what you talk about. You're an expert at what you're talking about. You're an expert at being you. I think that you're up to something. If you're going to say it's going to be good for me, I'm going to give it a go. And when that happens, that's where sales are made, where people have an exchange of trust, and they say to you, you know what? I'll give it a go too. And so this is what attraction marketing is at in its forefront. So today we're talking about amplifying your reach. Where do you stick the link? Right? I've heard so many times, where do I stick it now? Right? I've got this link now. It's powerful. What do I do with it? We're going to talk about your content schedule for long-term growth. And we're also going to help you map out your 12-month content plan. Imagine that. For the next 12 months, you're going to be instead of being overwhelmed and reactive, you're going to become proactive and become professional at marketing. This is the game. This is the opportunity that we have in front of us, and it's one that we're excited to do. Sammie G, any thoughts, ideas?
Well, I'm just reading the comments as well. That's right. People who do want to succeed do make the time. When I first began in network marketing, the person who was in our, way up inside of the uplines and stuff said to us, can you get on a call at 11 o'clock at night? I was there. Can you get on a call at 5 o'clock in the morning? I was there. Can you tell me what to do? Give me a list of 5 things. I'd go and I would action it and come as fast as that I couldn't come straight back. Right, tell me what's next. Tell me what's next. A lot of people are like, well, I'm busy between 2 and 4, and then I've got to water my plant, and then I have to go to bed early. And it's like, okay, I get all that. I get it. Wouldn't it be amazing if success slotted in around our life and it didn't make any sort of indent? It didn't make any bump. It didn't mean we had to sweat. It didn't mean we had to do anything. Unfortunately, in this world, you have got to make sacrifices if you want something. I don't care what anyone else tells you, you have to. You have to be the person that gets up first. You have to be the person that stays up late at night when you're tired, rubbing your eyes, and you still got 10 other things to do. If you want big things in your life, you have to be willing to play big. And playing big is not sitting around waiting for someone to knock at your door and say, there's all the money. Here's a suitcase of money. You didn't have to do anything, did you? You just twiddled your thumbs. It's not going to happen. So it is about you working hard, about you putting these systems in place, but it's working hard once. It's putting in the effort and getting these systems sorted out. It's trying out all of those new things so that guess what it does? It condenses your workload so that you can have your lie-ins and go to bed early, but you have to work hard short term to be able to have that long term.
And Maureen's right, it's not for everyone. And that's the beautiful thing about this, is you don't want to talk to everyone. You don't want to attract everyone. Unfortunately, if you don't know who you're talking to, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go out there and just throw your message out there, post and pray, and hopefully something will stick on someone. And guess what? When it comes time to you talking about your business to people, chances are, if you don't have a system, you're gonna bring everyone in. Just bring everyone, and that takes a lot of energy. And just my example of using it, the analogy of the highway. Everyone can drive, but not everyone's a good driver. I mean, everyone's on the road. They've at least passed their first test, but I mean, are they good drivers out there? There's some bad drivers out there that you don't want to be.
Bad ones on the Gold Coast.
Keep them on the highway.
Tell you,
keep them on the highway.
They do not know how to merge here. That is a merging problem on the Gold Coast.
All right, so let's keep going. So this is what we're going to jump into. So, okay, so let's talk about amplifying your reach. These are the things. This is where you need to go immediately. Now that you have your link, now that you have this little signpost that you're going to put up there. These are the signposts. Where are you hanging out now? Let's get it up there. Let's put it up so that you can tell people that you are open for business, that you are open. If they want more information about it, check me out. You're gonna leave links everywhere. Put it everywhere. Put it all over the place in terms of your social media, in terms of what's going on in such a place that that you're hanging out. So number one, Facebook profiles. Use your Facebook profiles. You've got a section in the About section which you can put a website on it right now. Throw that link in there. Inside of your Facebook cover photos, you could go into Canva. You could create one. You could take your headline or your opt-in information that you've put on your landing page, your call to action, that headline. Put it on your Facebook cover and say, here it is. Click it in. Drop it. Here's the link below. Grab onto it. Let's get it out there. Put it up on the billboards. You've got so much retail space, so much marketing space out there that we can use to our advantage to start telling people you are open business and you are putting that line in the sand to say, I am now going to be known as the gut health guru, the poo professional, the weight loss,
weight loss warrior.
All these things, put it out there. And this can all start with your personal page. You can also build a business page. You put it out on there as well. And at the end of the day, Sammie G, just a quick conversation on business pages. They are not as complicated as people make out.
They're the same as your Facebook profile. They're just a page that when you go in and go create page, you can just go in and create a business page, which means and I think this will take another one of these masterclasses, but we wanted to get this basic down first before we go off too far into the business page world. A lot of you on here probably already have them. If you haven't, go on and have a play around, create a page. Think about what you've already worked out who you're talking to, what you want to be known for. What do you want your page to do? Is it a page with a face and a physical body and it's all about you and it's about you talking about stuff? Is it a faceless page and you're trying to create a brand? So you're good at content, but you don't necessarily want to be the person there going, hi there, this is me, and this is what I'm doing today. Just have a play around with it. They're not hard at all, but that is where Facebook, that is where Instagram, that is where all of those platforms want you to go if you're expecting a business result. And hang on, like I said earlier, when you are posting on your Facebook pages, like your personal pages, you are actually duping Facebook. You are actually duping Instagram, because they have everything set up so that personal pages are for personal stuff, for chatting, sharing things about your kids, talking about what you think about the Prime Minister of England who just resigned after 45 days. It's all about you talking on those platforms about stuff like that. But if you're wanting to run a business and you want Facebook to take your content and market it on your behalf to a network, they really want you to get off your personal page and onto a business page. So have a play around yourself. Go on, have a look at it, but we will do more on that after we've done this part.
So let's just talk really quickly on your business page. Another couple of reasons. Number one is it's not a group. Okay, so don't get confused. A lot of people have that question. Should it be a group or a page? It's a page. The reasons why is because there is no limit to who can like it, right? Because it's limited on your personal page. 5,000 people can follow you, but not the friend. The number two with the business page is that you can scale your content. You can boost it. You can drive ads to it. You can do the things. You can go spend money on it. And again, Mark Zuckerberg, he's $48 billion last year. I mean, he wants you to spend some cash on there. So, you can send ads. Now, this is the next step after attraction marketing, like the whole Playguide thing is like got to have this. As you can see, it's imperative that you have the foundation built before you go to that next level.
And that's what a lot of people make that mistake. They jump ahead. They're like, I need a business page, or I'm on Instagram and I'm just going to post all day long quotes or pictures of me and like 50-page essays of something or other. And they go and do that, and it's like, okay, what do you want me to do with that? Like, there's no real drive behind it, which is why some of you may see that you're posting on Instagram all the time, getting nothing. Or you're posting on Facebook all the time, and guess what? You're getting nothing back, because you're not really in the right platform and you're not using it the way that you should be using it to try and get sort of leads back or get sales into your business.
So it's imperative that we build our foundation.
We're not going there yet, Rachel.
The other thing about business pages is you can have unlimited amount. There's no end. You can create as many as you want. So, Lindy's got a question in there. What do you find best, faceless or not? How about you do both and see where you spend the most time? What I would suggest you do with your first one, if you're ever going to create one right now, I would use your name, and then I would do a little dash, and then I'd put your little tagline. The poo professional. B-Dog's Burgers, that sort of thing, right? So use your name. So use your name and then your little tagline. Now, this I don't think really it matters too much, inside that, as long as the content's rich, and we are going to be talking about that more importantly than, just run an ad to, somewhere. I think it's more a case of, if you are branding You Inc., you start with your name, and you can always put your little tag at the end of it.
The reason I think Rachel's saying no to ads yet is because most people don't even have this done. They don't have their lead magnet. They haven't set up a business page. They haven't got their head around, how does this business page work? The business page has probably got no content on it. It might, the last time they posted on it was 600 years ago. It's like an old thing that sat there. So this is like a stepping stone process that when you try and jump two things, or you try and fast forward this process, you end up having to work backwards. You're like, now I have someone messaging me, but I don't know what to say to them. Okay, now I've paid money for an ad, but I have nothing to give that person. What do I do now? So this is the process of setting things up properly, so that when you do move to that next level, everything in the back end is in order.
Yeah. So this is really imperative that you do not skip steps. And so let's keep going in, because this is going to be the most important part when dealing with social media. It's got nothing to do with an ad. It's got nothing to do with a page or a profile. It's got everything to do with how you are going to present you to your business. All right, so let's go. All right, so again, remember making sure that you've got your Facebook profile done, your Facebook cover photo, your Facebook business page, your social media posts, Instagram stories, inside your groups, on your Facebook stories, wherever you can, and at any moment in time, you can put that link out there and get people. Why? Because you are taking the traffic from what you don't own to what you own. This is the game. my friends. You want to own the relationship. You want to own the connection. You want to own the data.
And when we get to that stage about ads, you'll be able to do that yourself. You can write the things yourself. You can take the stuff yourself. You'll be able to, you don't need anything else to help you do those ads. You'll be able to do it all on your own. And like Brett said, it's about teaching you to fish yourself rather than just giving you the stuff, because then you never actually learn how to do it. You never actually work out that process, and then it'll be a one hit wonder. You'll do it once and then you'll not be able to do it ever again, and you don't want that. You need to test and measure on Facebook, on Instagram. It's all try something. Did that work? No, it didn't. Pull it down. Try something else. Did that work? No, it didn't. Pull it down. It is going to be a process, and it is something that I think as well, a lot of people think ads, that's it. I just need to do an ad, any ad, and all of a sudden I'm going to have 500 people in my business. It isn't. It's one part of a tiny jigsaw puzzle that you have to work backwards from. You have to have the brand. You have to have who you're talking to. You have to have all the back end answering of people, what you're going to sell them into, how you're going to create value before you move to that part.
That's right. So like we've been talking about all the way along here, making sure that you understand that target market. This is going to be essential for you to be able to get some runs on the board. Number 2, making sure that you have a lead magnet that converts, making sure that you have content that's valuable to that person who you're wanting to attract, making sure it covers explains solutions to their problems and their pain points. These 2 things are going to be vital, because that next thing is your opt-in page. You're going to have to make it juicy so that people actually want to put their details in. They're almost going to look at it and go, this is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I give my email? But if it's just half-hard and half-assed, yes, you may have the tick in the box, but is it converting? The number 4 is, are you now nurturing and creating a relationship with your emails? And again, like I said inside of the setup for today, this is you having consistency is going to be the key to any of this. No matter how much money you throw at anything, I could go out there and just throw money, it's like doing a flyer drop again. If it's not a great offer and it's not a great thing, it will not convert no matter how much money you put on it. So these are the things. And you can spend you can slow down a bit to speed up by looking after and making sure that each part of this puzzle is fine-tuned. That when it comes time to just, throwing a little, it's like putting gasoline on an already lit fire. You want to get the fire built nice, kindling. It takes a lot to get a raging fire together. You want to make sure that raging fire is happening before you get put an bottle of ad kerosene, the old ad petrol, and chuck it on top, because then it goes woof, right? So not the other way around. You don't want to get green wood and, it's all wet and whatever and just, light it up. It won't happen. Okay. So stay with us. And again, I can see people's brains are just too far ahead of themselves. Pull it back into your feet. All right. And make sure that the feet do the walking. Okay. So here it is. This is the 7 steps. Get it all in there, making sure that every post that you create, every time that you have an opportunity to post something, and every time you're creating a story, the story must, if you're doing story flows, 1, 2, 3, and then the end of it, grab my lead magnet to find out more.
Well,
everything should be
grab
driving.
My lead magnet. You would say grab
my X ad title.
Because if you say that, someone will write that. That's why I'm saying.
Don't write lead magnet, okay? That's like old school, where it's like, can I share my 30-second story? It's like, stop telling people it's a 30-second story. Just, can I share the story?
Share it.
It's 30 seconds, because that's the title. Okay, so, all right, so let's go. So here it comes, team. All right, so who wants more? Just a show of hands. Is that enough? Is that enough to do, right? To amplify your reach, to put everything out there, to start posting about it, to start, curating your posts around it.
There was something else I was going to say as well about, in terms of your content. Modere have designed these products. I was talking to Asma just last week. Modere have designed these products to be demonstrative and go viral. Right? Now, what does that mean? For a lot of people, they get so bogged down in Canva posts that it is a written image, glossy, it's all got all this stuff on it. and they just spew out on their personal page. They're spewing out all this information all day, all night. What tends to happen is people switch off in your personal network. They're like, oh, she on there selling that stuff again. I am so bored of looking at her stuff all day long. It's just Canva, 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 Canva. You definitely do need Canva stuff amongst your bits and pieces that you're putting on your story, but it's demonstrations of the product. So there is nothing more powerful than your customers or than your people who are in your network seeing you physically use something. Put something on your face, drink something, use something, make up your morning smoothie, make up your drink, do something with it. So making sure that you are 80% more visual and you're posting you using the products and demonstrating how they use and your voice to camera, and 20% Canva. I think when I look through this team's Facebook pages or through their stories, there is a heck of a lot of Canva and there's not much getting on there and demonstrating stuff. So remember that part, and that's right, they do. They do. People follow your lead, that's right. And Facebook itself, when it's a person talking, they love it. So they send you through more stuff. When it's Canva graphics, as soon as they say it, they're like, selling something, right, will limit your reach. So make sure that you have a higher amount of you talking, demonstrating, using, even not you, even just videoing the product, and less Canva.
All right, so you've heard it first right here. So this could be enough. So I just, this is how you amplify it and this is how you get it out there. I am going to warn you about the next bit because it's going to take a lot more of you, okay? It's going to organize you a hell of a lot more, but I just need to warn some of you because some of you just are already overwhelmed by the whole process. You're already overwhelmed. It's more like consumption of information rather than actual wisdom of doing, okay, and implementing. This next bit is going to take a lot of it. This is an opportunity though, as content creators to, I don't want to break you, but I do want to show you, some advanced strategies on your content creation. Like I want to help you understand that there's an opportunity here, and it doesn't just involve a Facebook post. Okay, so if you are all good, if you've got everything, I think we've given so much, right? Like, and you are good to go here, then you are well on your way to creating a lead generating machine. You are well on your way to put that link up, to have that, to refine it, to define it, to continually measure it and manage it. This is the key to it all. But if you want to go to the next level, just stay on, because this is the next step for this. And this is you really going into creating a growth business, okay? And this again, like what Brett said, this is about you doing it, right? There is so much out there. Every time I switch on social media, there's someone else telling me, I can build ads for you. I can come and do this for you. I can do that for you. I could be on courses all day long until my head fell off. Does it do anything in my business? No, it doesn't. It fills up my brain cells, but it doesn't actually can do anything into my actual business. I become like a walking library of knowing everything about everyone, everything about everyone's course. I've spoken to everyone about everything. I know it all, but I don't do anything. That is completely and utterly worthless. So this part is about you taking it and actually going and doing it. And for most people, this is the hardest part. This is going to be. So the thing with network marketing, right? Just really quickly, the thing with network marketing is it shows up your flaws and then unapologetically makes you address them in order to move forward. And so at these different levels, it's going to take more of you. You're like like we're moving into the unknown zone. So we've got the comfort zone and you've got the learning zone, which you're learning, applying, implementing, you're doing all these different things. Now this is going to take all of you. right? It's all in.
I'm gonna have to get to this. Is the professional part of
This is the you ink
of getting
right?
to
Like,
work.
This is going to be what your business will become, right? Like you will become this business, and it will become you. But a you ink business requires all of you. All right. So are you ready for that? If you're just ready for that, just type it in the chat. And whilst I'm waiting for you to type it in the chat that you're ready, we do have a few people on here. So and again, if you're done, that's cool. So So, like I said, I just did 12 months of mentoring of the Inner Circle with Brendan Bouchard, and he talks about, he is a guy that is he's very clever on social media. Like, he is everywhere. Brendan Bouchard's showing up Instagram. He's got millions of followers, millions of YouTube. But he uses the whole spectrum, and that's what we're going to get to. Is you cannot just think, I'm doing a Facebook post and that's me. That's fantastic, right? But you want to become omnipresent, right? Like that that you're everywhere, because at the end of the day, instead of just having one highway going, and this is what I said to you yesterday, instead of just having one highway, like the M1 here in Queensland, you want to be able to have a whole different, all highways coming to you at different times, so that you can put your information out to more people, and then everywhere because we don't know where our people are either. We can have a good idea, and we know that they're going to be on social media somewhere, but is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it Pinterest? Pinterest is a big one as well. Pinterest is a great search engine. Are you on that? Is it LinkedIn? Is it TikTok? Is it all of the above? Is it YouTube? Is it a blog, podcast? All these things that are at our disposal. This is an opportunity for us to be able to get your message out and actually, really start a bushfire. So I'm going to teach you just really quickly. I'm going to show you just some simple steps. And this is Brendan Bouchard's, what he calls the one and done, right? It's one and done. It's a one and done social media strategy, and it will take everything of you. But once it's done and you understand it, you map it out, you're going to have a lot more traffic coming your way. So let's dive in. Let's just show you. And so nothing, and we talked a bit about the email, right? Like, you're building your subscriber list. That's the goal. Okay, so the goal has never changed, and that is you want to own more of the network. You want to own the information. Sammie G's Facebook page, her Facebook, the way that she drives her traffic isn't to get more likes and followers. It's to get more people onto her database, so that then she can nurture the relationship a lot more easily, and she can define the confirmation. She can build the trust. She can build the rapport, and she's not relying on Mark Zuckerberg to get the information across to random strangers. So this is your opportunity. So it takes consistency. It takes content, the right content, and your consistency and your energy.
Consistency is the biggest one. It's the biggest.
Absolutely.
It is the biggest one. It's people have great ideas, they're gonna, like what we were just talking about before. It's like, I want major success. Okay, well, you're gonna have to do this. Oh, I can't possibly do that. I'm walking my dog at that time. I can't do it. It's like, well, you're never gonna get that then. You're gonna stay where you are. And like we said it, before, some of you have created phenomenal businesses from your personal page. There is no reason for you to do this if you do not want to. If you want to stay working on your personal page, working on stories, trying to create referral programs with your customers, there's nothing to say you can't go Platinum Black 50 and create all of your, go and network in person with networkers and pull them onto your personal Facebook page and use that. There's nothing to say you can't do that. But if you want a bigger network, if you want to move into the professional world of marketing, you have to put the hours in, and you're going to have to spend time and focus on this at the expense of other things in your life.
Yep.
You're going to have to say, tonight I can't water the plant, because I do have to sit down and work on something, which, if I get this right, this could explode my whole life.
Well, the good news is it won't take a lot of time if you get the schedule right. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so I asked you one of the first questions I asked when we started this conversation about attraction marketing, and that is, do you prefer video or written? And a lot of people are like, yeah, both. They're all like, both this, both that, and all that sort of stuff. It's all pretty much easy. Now I want to ask this question again. Are you more video when it comes to delivering your content, teaching and educating your customers and your prospects, visually showing up as your business, right? So you're going to be talking about your solving your problems, how you got to be, your niche market, why you think it's the greatest thing, all these different, there's so much content around just the title of your business. Which would you prefer to do, right? So if you're a video person, if you want to do every week, right? Because anything you choose here now is really where you're going to spend your genius time, okay? And I'm going to explain that to you. Video, written, or audio. Which one fits the best for you? All right? I'm going to tell you this just before you answer, because I see people are already answering. Video, video is the winner. I'm just going to say that again. You being on video, like Sammie said, touching your face, talking to camera, sharing your insights, sharing pieces of you, doing all this stuff, you get more engagement. You're going to deepen rapport a lot quicker by doing video. All right. I'm not, for some of you, like, man, that's me out.
Unless you are a phenomenal writer. There's a lot of people who are phenomenal writers and somehow manage through writing to get their ideas across, their point. They get to create sales from writing. Some people are amazing at writing. That's what they can do without video.
So if you're a good writer, though, I would suggest you write a script.
Yes, and you need to do a mixture of both. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I don't like any video, I don't want to be on my stories, I don't want to do any of that, you will still have to do an element of that, but it doesn't have to be 100% is all video. You could do 80% writing, 20% video. So you still have, so people have a reference. They're like, oh yeah, she's written that, but then I can see her face. She's written that, but then I can see what she's writing.
Okay, so let's get stuck into it, because I have a feeling that a lot of people are thinking that I'm saying there's one or the other. This is absolutely not the case.
It's all a mixture of all of it.
It's becoming omnipresent. So video is the quickest way to be able to get that information. And if you're stuck on video or you suck on video, you need to create an area, first of all, to build confidence in video. Number one is you need an area to go to that is quiet, that is set up so that, and it could be just at the, in a corner of your room or whatever else, but somewhere where you can claim the space that when you are ready to create a video, you sit down and you record it. All right. Now, I'm not talking about reels. I'm not talking about dancing. I'm not talking about any of that. What I am talking about is creating a juicy content, value-packed piece of content that is centered around solving the problem for your exact target market every single week. All right, you with me? If you waffle, you script it. If you waffle, you are not organized. If you waffle on and you carry on, it means you've just sat down, you have not prepared. If you're worried about that, you need to organize yourself ahead of time so that when it comes to this, you can sit down, punch it out. All right? Now, it's a small bite-sized piece of training episode that you produce every single week. Like I said, this is not Reels and TikTok. This video is going to be uploaded onto your YouTube channel. You will need a YouTube channel to make this happen, right? Create the content that comes out of here. Once you've done your video, and I'm going to show you I'm just going to walk you through quickly, but understanding it. The written comes after or before. You can write it out. You can script it out. Like Sammie said, if you're a fantastic writer, write it out, script it out, and then blast it in front of the camera. Then once that's finished, you're going to upload that. That's step number one. Every single week. Can you do it? That's my first question. Again, like I said, some of you are freaking out. Number two, you are going to pull the transcript from what you've just said. You are going to send it to an automated website, which basically spits out what you've just said, and it gives you the written word. You are going to
have given them that before.
We've spoken about this many times before. People may be just ready to listen to us. So you're then going to create content from this transcript, and you are going to be able to then start to have a written piece. This is going to be a piece that you're going to send to a blog, to an email, and wherever else the written word becomes. At the same time as doing your video, you can pull the audio and you can put it up on SoundCloud or a podcast area, and then your voice is heard as well.
So it's one piece of content.
That's right. So at the moment, see, remember what I've just said? You've created one thing.
So for a lot of people, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to go run over here and do a podcast. Then I have to run over there and write something. Then I have to run over there and think of a video. How am I going to think of all this different stuff every single week? There's so much of it. It isn't. It's one short, small thing that then you can send out to all. You can turn that video in and
Calm
download.
down, Sammie. You're getting ahead of yourself.
And download the written thing into something else. You can turn that into something else. You can turn this into something else. So you basically have that one piece of information. That's and right. You can spread it out in all different channels.
So the 7-minute video may take 20 minutes to create, right? You may have 20 minutes of raw footage. And like I've said to you, you could create this 20-minute video. You go on to Fiverr, and you could say to someone, I'm looking for someone to cut this up and do a 5-minute YouTube video and put a title on it and whatever else, because I don't know how the hell to do it. They're going to charge you $60, and you're going to say, I'm going to send you, and if you do a good job, I'm going to send you one every single week for the next 12 months. Are you up for the game? They're like, yeah, okay, hit it. Boom. So but remember, you're the singer, right? You're the singer of this. You have to make sure that you come to the party as well. You've got to be consistent. What's the word, Sammie G?
Consistent.
Otherwise, it ain't going to work. This is not going to work.
Like we said, consistency trumps talent every single time. If you do an amazing video and you do it once and then you go and water your plant for the next 6 months, guess what? It ain't gonna do anything. Then if you have a person who isn't really that good at it, but they don't care, they're gonna give it a shot, and every single week they show up and they get better and better and better every time. They build trust with their marketplace. They make a mistake, they have a laugh about it, and everyone has a laugh with them. They're building trust up. They will trump your talent every single time.
All right, so let's go. So we've got our 3 things. So we understand that these are the 3 ways that we can communicate, we can connect, and we can create content for the social online space. That's everything's covered. There's nothing else that we need to do, right? So let's go here. So number 1, like I said, I'll give you this is just an example. Don't freak out. Don't say B-Dog said. Number 1, on Monday. If you love scheduling stuff, if you've got a whiteboard planner up, if you've got, your data, you've got your piece of paper journal, this is what you do. On Monday, create your video. However long it takes. Try and get, the more you do, the better you become, the more you can do whatever else goes on. Number 2, Tuesday, you send it. Now, if you want to write it down, you send it to rev.com, rev.com. You can choose whether it's someone, some human sits there and transcribes it for you, or you can get a rough draft. And usually the videos that we create, it takes about 10 minutes to spit back out as a transcription. You can cut out the ums and ahs and whatever else, and then you can go through that. Now you have content that is now the written word. You then, on Wednesday, you launch your blog. You say, here it comes. This is, you pull out the main points of what you've just spoken about in the written word, and you stick it onto a blog. Now, if you're in Kajabi, I don't know if you've had a little bit of a look around, but there's a blog site ready to go. So you can, make access to it. Now, ClickFunnels 2.0 and all those different places, they are all catching on. So they're now bringing out blogs, but somewhere where you can create it and you can send people to it. It's just a boom, WordPress. Just do WordPress blog straight away. But every week it has to be this same content schedule. And remember, how much time have we spent on it? That 20 minutes doing that video. And everything else is just pulling it apart, editing it, ripping it to bits, and then putting it out, putting a blog in there. You then grab your YouTube video, you stick it into your blog as well. So the video is in there. So again, it comes back to, so you've got YouTube going now, you've got a blog going, and then you're going to email it out to your subscribers. And this will be your meaty, value-added piece of content that you send out every single week. All right? your subscribers are going to learn. You're going to teach your subscribers how you interact with them. On Thursday, you do a Facebook Live. You go live and you're teaching the same topic. It's the same topic, guys. It's the same topic. I just want to relay that.
It's not multiple pieces
It's
of
the
stuff.
It's the same thing. The same thing you did on the video topic. You just do a little Facebook Live and tell them the facts. And then what do you do at the end of your Facebook Live? You tell them to go back to the blog, go back and check it out for themselves if you want more information. So it's all now. You are now pushing your one piece of content out, and you are leveraging your content because you spend so much time and energy on it. You've created such beautiful, valuable, meaty things that if someone followed, they could change their life with. On Friday, then you can post your podcast, and again, you can, once you've pulled the audio from your YouTube video, you can put your podcast up whenever you want. Podcast is a slow burn. I want you to know something. It's a slow burn. You're not going to become a podcast sensation overnight, but you're putting it out there so you have another option so that people can consume your content.
And remember, people learn in all different ways. So for some people, some of you sitting here, you'd be like, I never listen to podcasts. I can't stand it. For other people who are very audio learners, podcast is where they're all hanging out. They want to listen. They like hearing what people say. So you would have a whole marketplace of people who are audio learners who are hanging out on podcast. Same with visual. If you have someone who loves to watch things, video is going to hit that person. If you have written, you have a person that needs to write, needs to say something. They need to see the written word to understand it. So if you're at the minute just posting in one way, which is mainly Canva, and through your personal profile on your stories, you can see now how limited that is. You've cut out all the audio people, you've cut out most of the video people, and you're only talking on your personal stories to a warm bath of people who've seen your stuff for 2 years. And then on top of that, you have Facebook or Instagram limiting your reach because they're like, no, you're trying to run a business here on a personal platform. We're going to limit what you're doing. So you can see that it really, to expect a massive business or expect huge results or ongoing leads and things like that, but just posting in that manner on your personal page is never going to get you as far as what a lot of you on here are asking for.
Right. So on Saturday, you send out an email again. So you here at the moment, you're talking to your email subscribers twice. And basically, you send out that email and you just do a weekly overview of everything you've done. Did you check this out? This is the Facebook Live post. This is the podcast that I've done. This is the blog post that I've written. These are the all the different things that have happened. See you next week. Okay. So I'm just going to go back quickly then on the Tuesday, which we didn't cover because we skipped straight over the top. Once you've edited your transcript, you create assets, quotes. Did you say something amazing out there that you've done? Could you put a picture on top of that and could you load it to Instagram? Absolutely, grab that, get that done. Is there a Facebook post in there that you could create something? You could just do some highlights of what you just spoke about. Absolutely, create a post on that. Could there be Canva things that you could create for your stories? Absolutely. If you're doing the video, could you do snippets of that and actually create reels and stories and TikToks or whatever else on top of that? Little bite-sized chunks of what you've just said. Was there something rad that you said and it was like, oh my God, I can't.
How did I come up with that?
I can't believe I just said that on that, on that video. But once it's in and it's transcribed, it's written, which means it's a quote, which means you can use it. And so you then create this whole content schedule, right? This whole week of scheduling. And basically, you are just committing yourself to your levels of genius, which is you are the singer. You come out and sing it, but then you produce your channels. You produce your absolute content schedule for the week. And it all centers back to doing what? Getting them back into your lead magnet, which then becomes more subscribers. And that's the game. The game of social media is to throw all the hooks out, to throw all the bait out. Again, not much of your time is spent here, but you are organized in your approach. Number one, remember Monday, you've got to sit there and stare at a computer. You've got to just stare at a camera and go, okay, here I go. And if you're crazy at this is going to take this. Like I said, it's going to take something of you. But once you've done it, you have an MP4. That thing can be chopped up. That thing can be, mixed up. That thing can be edited. That thing, it doesn't have to be raw. Even if you and and do lots of stuff, don't press stop on the record button until it's done. You get it out. You can send it to someone else who can edit it for you. They'll have it back in 24 hours or whatever else. And you say, I'm on a time limit here. You pay $20-$30 because you don't want to sit there with the skill of editing. And then basically, Joe Butler's freaking out. But basically then from there, you then can start the engine of You Inc. Right? And this is what I'm talking about. You have these things, you have everything accessible.
And up until now, a lot of it has gone in a brilliant Facebook post on your personal page, which 5 or 6 people consumed and said, amazing. And then tomorrow it was forgotten about and it died a slow death. And then after 2.5 years or 2 years in this business or 18 months, whatever it is, you're like, I want my business to double and triple. Why is it not moving? I post on Facebook every day on my personal page. And it's like, because you're not running a marketing business. So you're not going to get marketing business style results. You're going to get working from your personal page. But the beauty of this is, like what Brett said, it is one piece of content. And You Inc., you have multiple TV channels. You have YouTube going. You have your personal page going. You have a business page going. You may have a podcast going. You've got a blog going. You've got emails going that speak to all these people. So from you pushing out, you have got multiple arms out into the world. So you hit the audio people. You hit the visual people. You hit the people who are outside of your network. You've got, it comes from one small piece of content and it goes out. And that is the biggest thing when we were talking right at the beginning, and we were saying, when you get on social media, what are you doing? And for most people, it's eating up, it's consuming. What is she having for breakfast? Where's she on holiday? What's he doing over there? It's like eating everyone else's content. And what happens is you get full up. It's like eating birthday cake. You get full up to the brim. You start and feel sick. You're like, I've overeaten. I need to get off now. And then you get off, and the most you've done during the day is post one thing on your stories and one post. You're not running a marketing business. You're just winging it. You're winging it on your personal pages going, please, Facebook, please let me dupe the system and let at least one extra person see my stuff today. And then you're very much at the like a victim of social media. You need to become the person that creates the content that other people consume. That's what you want. You don't want to be the person eating up everyone's content and sitting there for hours getting lost in a scroll hole. You need people to consume your stuff. So it's getting that organized, getting that one piece of content, and then non-negotiables, whether your plant's dying of thirst or your dog needs to be walked. It's like, okay, I can do that, but I have to do this first.
This is the essentials for attraction marketing to put it out into the world. Now, I'm not talking about all the fancy reels that you want to do and dance around. I'm not talking about any of that, the pictures of your cats and your dogs and your kids and all that sort of stuff, dancing around, on your personal profile and all these different things. I'm talking about the actual content creation of your business. And the main aim of this is to bring people into your world. That's the whole point of this. And the way you do that with attraction marketing is you add value out into the world and you leverage your content. This is when Sammie was talking about that, you're doing a post on Facebook. Facebook post is here today, gone tomorrow, right? But what about a YouTube video? How many YouTube videos have you watched and they were 5 years ago, but they're still up and you can still watch them? How many times have you Googled something and it takes you to a blog that was written 4 years ago and that content is still churning around? And if you are going to spend any time on creating some content, and like I said, you're going to position yourself as the go-to person of this, you've got to start adding your opinions, your value, your solution out into the world so that, and someone may not find you this week, next month, but if you're going to spend the time on creating this content, you want to make sure that it gives you legs. Like it
permanent.
actually sits out there in the world for everyone to see time
Forever.
and time again. And so I follow some amazing people on YouTube, and he was like, one of the guys was saying this video's seen 678,000 times, and he did it 7 years ago. And it's like every day that video keeps getting views. But if we're limiting ourselves to just throwing out a Facebook post, and we think, oh my God, it's gonna happen. Here it goes. Like
16 people are going to buy collagen from my Facebook post.
And that's right. Like 2 people, like it, and that's it. I mean, you hardly ever go past like one page or whatever in history of Facebook.
That's right.
You don't tend to sort of look at it any further.
It's very consume now.
That's right.
Now. So
give them things to consume. Give them bite-sized chunks.
You could have genius stuff, but you posted it yesterday and today it's gone. And then the person who needs to read it, it's gone. It's left the building. Like we were saying, everyone's on the highway. No one's really taking any notice. They're pushing things out the way. They're busy with kids, family life. And you do the best thing you've ever done, but yet it's only visible there for 24 hours and then it's gone. That person that you want to speak to, they're never going to see it. That's why I'm saying for a lot of you who have built your businesses purely on your personal pages, you have done an amazing job to have all of those things against you, like your networks, Facebook limiting your reach, one piece of content that's gone the next day. Like, you're not running a professional marketing business. You've been winging it. But for some of you, you've been winging it and you've done really, really well. So imagine how when you take this properly and professionally and you start creating content and you have all of your channels and all of your stuff going out properly. Imagine how you can move your business to a completely different level once you understand. And you know what? I think that's why a lot of people get content burnout and they feel lost. They're like at a brick wall and they're like, I don't know what else to do. I post every day. I'm on social media every day. I go into the groups and I'm doing that. It's like, I know you are, but that part that you're using has now expired. Like, you've hit the limit of using your personal page. You've hit it. You have to move into becoming a professional. Like, sort of look at it like your apprenticeship is over. You've been an apprentice for 2.5 years. You've somehow managed to create an income out of it. You've used your personal page. You've used your personal stories, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Reels, or whatever. You've managed to be an amazing apprentice, but now it's time to move into your proper job, which is marketing.
Yeah, so Joe Butler, absolutely. So we're not denying that we need to utilize the platforms.
Things.
We need to use these different things. Reels are different, but reels that lead to nowhere. If you don't have the neck like that boat, like I said yesterday, you are marketing with you're fishing with a hula hoop, right? You just, fish are swimming through. It's like you may get some traffic through there, you may get some views on there, but you don't get anything. So imagine if you started putting reels out with you talking about something, creating something, and then putting a reel on it, and then saying for the full episode, go here, and taking that traffic which you don't own. You don't own real traffic, and saying for the full video or to find out more or whatever else, go here, and you send them back to where you can control. You can control the traffic. This is the game of content creation, and the game of the You Inc. branding yourself and pulling people back into you. So one final thing before we jump off and showcase what's going on. Sammie, you're going to say?
I just want to say something about that as well. Putting that stuff out there and putting out that content. I've got so many people in my inbox at the minute going, but I love business. Should I be talking about business? Or I love products. Should I be talking about products? Like, what should I be talking about? As you can see, it's not really about that. It's about pulling people into your world and then you opening up the whole opportunity. It's about how can I bring someone in the easiest, fastest way en masse and get them into my world. And then once they're in my world, I can talk about business till my head falls off. You know, if it's a hard barrier of entry and you know it's difficult to bring someone cold into your business and become a social marketer, why are you still trying to do that? Why aren't you working out that if I talk about products and I talk about helping someone with a health result, that's step one. Everyone's barriers go down. They come in because of products and, you know, I'm going to help them with I'm going to impact someone's life. And then guess what? Then I open up everything and say, guess what? There is on top of that, there is a business opportunity. Now, I'm not saying you have to go products or you have to go business, but the conversation I was having with someone last night as well is just be aware that the business route, it is a higher barrier that someone has to climb over to come into your world because of their misconceptions, right? It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with what you're posting. It's nothing to do with how much money you've got in the bank. It's to do with they're on the highway and you jump in front of them and go, business. And they're like, I'm already working. I haven't got any money for a business. I don't have time to learn anything new. So it is a higher climb over a wall for them to get to you. Weight loss, oh my God, I need to lose weight. I'm turning off now. Gut health, I'm turning off now. Anti-aging, I'm turning off now. So it's not to say you can't, you know, position yourself, stamp your foot, be the person who's all about business. It's not to say you can't do that. It's just to say it is a higher barrier of entry for someone to climb over because of their misconceptions. And that's something that you will have to break down on a daily basis. And maybe that becomes your content. Maybe you position yourself as offering a wealth creation solution, and every single day your content is about breaking down assumptions of what it takes to build an online business. But it was just to get that across because everyone still seems to be like, do I talk about business or do I talk about products? You talk about both because the business is the product and the product is the business. And if you don't have the products, you don't have a business, and vice versa.
All right, so the final piece then to really get your juices flowing, all right, is to create your 12-month content plan, all right, before any of this. And again, remember, these are all steps and stages. These are like the best practice, and then you've got to reverse engineer it, okay? So remembering that there is a place for us to go, but also remembering where we're currently at, all right? And that's the key here. So the message, the thing for today is to create headlines for your episode, the headlines for your content, the headlines for the piece of actionable content that you're going to create for the next 12 months. And like I said, I've got 11 weeks here, and I want you to brainstorm that because
weeks. You've done 11 twice.
Well, there you go. That's because week 11 is the crucial point, right? So the reason why this is, and again, this will be downloadable, so you'll be able to, workbook it out. The whole point of this is, right, when we go back to remembering our AIDA principle, right? Our AIDA principle, attention. That's what we want to achieve here. We want to get people's attention. Then we're going to create some interest in our episodes. We're going to create some desire. And then we're going to tell them the next step. That's really the whole, the structure of it. But your headline is the thing that's going to get your juices flowing. 3 ways to do X. And remember, you have your idea, you have your genius, right? Your target market firmly fixed. You have your idea of like, I'm going to be the gut health dude, or whatever is going to be. You understand the problems, the solutions. You understand the pain points. So every week you're going to do one piece of content. That's minimum. One piece of content every week. You're just going to put a headline down and go, write that down, write that down, write that down. And once you have 52 of them done, you now have 12 months of content ready to go. Every Sunday or whatever day you choose, you're going to spend 1 hour, pencil it in. 1 hour, you're going to sit down and you're going to research that one topic. What have I found? You're doing the research. You do the research. You're not just making stuff up out of the sky. You're interested in this topic. In which case, It'll come naturally. You'll know where to go. You'll follow the people that are come. You'll follow the questions. You know the target market intimately. So you're going to just create the headlines first of all, and then you're just going to flesh out each week. You're going to write your headlines, and then you're going to put it away. And each week you're just going to pull out the next headline. But you're just going to spend time now exactly where we are, which is create the topics for your content.
Now, where can you get the headlines from? If some of you were like, I'm not very good at writing headlines. So look at areas where information about that would be. So if you're doing, fitness, there's online fitness magazines, online fitness websites, women's health, all of those different things. You can go into their websites and look at the articles, look at their headlines, look at things that they're writing, look at headlines that stop you in your tracks. I know I wrote a thing on the 3B Collective ages ago. Collagen is bad for your wallet. So many people have took that headline and gone and created ads and stuff like that from it, because if you're a person who's interested in collagen, guess what it does? It stops them in their tracks and they're like, have I just bought something that's bad for me? Have I just bought something that's a waste of money? I better read this in case the thing that I just bought is a waste of money. So you can also use psychology and write really powerful headlines like that one that will stop someone in their tracks, because you can see straight underneath it, I wrote, well, it is if you buy the wrong one, but I'm going to teach you how to buy the right one. And that's why that really works. So you can look at the structure of headlines and look at what other articles, online books, go into your news agents and buy some magazines or something in the area that you're wanting to talk about, and deconstruct their articles. Why does that headline work? What do they say underneath it? Why does that interest me? What is it that's drawing me in? I promise you'll find them all strewn across the internet everywhere.
There is also, there was a YouTube video I was watching the other day, and it's called Answer the Public. Answer the Public or Ask the Public. It's one of the two.
Ask the Public.
And basically what you can do, it's an online website that you can go on and you can type in your topic, right? Like gut health. Type in weight loss or whatever else. And it basically goes through the whole internet and shows you all the trending topics that are on, that people are actually searching for inside of Google. And then you can use that information to then craft your headlines, because you know that people are looking for this. All right, so it's answer the public. That's exactly right. So there's a free version which you only have 24 hours, like you have a certain amount that you can plug in. But if you know your topic, and then you can see how many people, like what are people actually putting into Google? Like what are they actually like typing in about your specific niche or your specific target market? And you can just write headlines down using those like key words that are inside of it, and then adding your little bit to it. And all of a sudden, you know that this is what people are interested in.
And you can also, if you know there's a product launch coming in Modair, you can move your stuff toward that product. Even if there isn't a product launch, you can choose different products that interest you and that you're like, this month in my business, I want to sell more gut health. This month in my business, I want to sell more anti-aging. So your did you knows, your headlines could be more about this section. Next month, it might be more about this section. And it's educating. So the good thing with Modair is we do have so many products and we have so many different ranges that we can collate together and we can work on. That's why the challenges should give you a good idea of how to compartmentalize all of those products into those different niche areas, because each area has thousands of topics that you could write headlines on.
This has been great. Attraction Marketing Playguide, day 5. This is the end, but it's the beginning.
It is the beginning.
It is the beginning of the end. No, it's not. It's the end of the beginning.
It's the end of the beginning.
And so we have had an absolute ball putting this together. It stretched us as well. It has made us commit to 5 days. I mean, this takes a lot, and we've absolutely enjoyed every minute of it, and we cannot wait to see what you come up with. And what we do have a request. Here comes a request. If you have enjoyed this, and specifically what have you got out of this, could you leave us, I'll put a little testimonial, like little picture up on on the group, could you just write like a little testimonial of what you've been able to achieve, what you thought of it, and this would be a way for us to see what you've got out of it as well.
And also, if you can drop it into Team Lion, even put it on your personal pages because your team are watching you on your personal pages, and just tag us, let us know what you've got out of it, how you've enjoyed it, what you're gonna do. That is the biggest thing. Like our biggest source of payback for taking this time and putting these things on is you taking this information and going out there and being wildly successful. Like I said, this is not an entertain me, I just want to sit there for 5 days and feel good that I'm learning something. This is about you now taking it, breaking it down, and going out and doing something with it.
Yeah. So let's go forth and conquer. I do see that some people have got some questions about the page. The page will be archived in 7 days. So you have 7 days to get yourself organized, to get moving, to get it all done, and to sign things off. And from there, then we will archive on Friday next week.
And if you've got any questions, feedback, use that group. Like, this is a closed, safe environment for you to say, have a look at this. What do you all think, guys? Check this out. What do you think? I'm up to here. I'm up to there. I'm stuck. I need a little bit of help. That is exactly what that group is for. So make sure that you are leaning on each other and using each other's genius, using each other. One of you may be great at Canva, one might be great at something else. So use that group to ask those questions.
Thank you so much. It's been great, and we will see you on the flip side.